All the girls are capable of winning a world title, but I really just want to show the world my best surfing.
Wow, that would be a real bummer to see him go from Final 5 to falling off tour, and I just like, right then, I just like, I'm not having this.
It's been such a big goal of mine this whole year. We're going to Fiji.
I really want to win. I'm not okay with losing.
I'm just waiting for the moment. It's a big opportunity.
No one is being rational when you're going out and surfing 10-foot waves. You're just really chasing a feeling.
I'm not really thinking. I just surf, you know?
I always believed, even when I thought hits were not going my way, I believed until the last second.
I think that's a big part of it, is really believing that you can do this. First and foremost, it needs to start in the mind. If you win the mind, then everything else just kind of follows.
I don't turn up ever to lose. I have a dream to win a world title, and let's make it 2025.
It's been 7 months since the start of the Lexus Pipe Pro. For these 10 surfers, those months were more than heats and highlight reels. They carried the weight of training and travel, of wins that lit them up, and losses that left them staring at the ceiling.
I wanted to win this thing so bad.
In between, the life part, joy, and heartbreak. That's what makes being here taste even sweeter. 2025 has given us breakout runs, close calls, and comebacks that feel like second chances.
You still believe that you are a world title contender?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, 5 men and 5 women have a shot to put it all on the line and become a world champion. At the Lexus WSL Finals Fiji, presented by Corona Cero, history will be written. Bula, everybody! Coming to you live from Surfing's Dreamland here in Fiji for Dawn Patrol to have the opening day of the Lexus WSL Finals Fiji presented by Corona Cero. And how about our view here at the Fiji Marriott Resort Momi Bay? Glassy, parades right there on the water. An amazing hospitality from the local Fijians, welcoming the best surfers in the world each and every year. Thanks for being with us for this big week for professional surfing. Joe Turpel, Felicity Palmatier, and Richie Lovett. Flick, you haven't stopped smiling since you've arrived. There's so much on the line this week.
Oh, we're in absolute paradise. We're in Fiji, one of the best waves in the world that demands so much respect. And, you know, we've got access to a couple of beautiful waves. The best in the world are here, and I couldn't think of a better place to decide the world title.
Richie, you've surfed in over 100 championship tour events, and you know what's on the line here. You know, with so many great contenders, how are you feeling going into this week?
I'm actually really nervous, and I feel like I'm probably more nervous than the surfers. They feel like they're on holiday, but there's work to be done. This is going to be an incredible week, an exciting week. We're going to crown a couple of world champions, and the lineup's looking incredible.
Wow, what an impressive list of contenders. Match number 1 is going to be a huge one. WA's Jack Robinson taking on Italo Ferriera in match 1. Whoever wins that takes on the number 3 seed, San Clemente's Griffin Colapinto. Whoever gets through that one takes on the number 2 seed from South Africa, Jordy Smith. And wearing yellow, Brazil's Yago Dora is waiting to see who his challenger will be. Match number 1 for the women is going to be impressive. Bettylou Sakura Johnson, 20-year-old from Oahu, there for the first time. Caroline Marks, as we know, a world champ in this format 2 years ago. Whoever wins that takes on the reigning world champion, Katie Simmers from Oceanside, California. Whoever gets through that takes on world number 2, Gabriella Bryan, in her first showing in a WSL Finals. Whoever gets through that one takes on world number 1, Molly Picklum, into her 3rd appearance in the finals format. First time that she's wearing yellow this year in 2025. What's really standing out for you, Flick, looking at that impressive list?
For me, I see a few world champs who've experienced this before, and then a few in there that this will be their first time experiencing those nerves, how quickly the day runs, and I couldn't think of a better, you know, final 5 and the men and the women's side who are more deserving that can fight it out on the day.
It goes so quickly. You know, you've seen that, Rich, over the last few years, but this is also a venue change. You know, first time ever being Fiji. There's a lot for these guys to unpack this week.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Cloudbreak's not an easy wave to figure out. You got to put your time in here. You got to figure out the lineup. There's so many different moods to it with the different conditions and the way the wave actually runs down the reef. So experience is going to count here. For me, it's the yellow jerseys. It's theirs to lose. And how are they going to handle that pressure? Can't wait to unpack it all.
Well, let's get the official call for opening day as we have two good friends sitting next to each other in paradise. Good morning, Strider Wazalewski and Renato Hickel.
Good morning, Joey. Looks beautiful there. Look at that backdrop you guys are sitting on. It's amazing. Marriott Mummy looking amazing. Thank you for doing that. You guys look like you're on a green screen, but that's real. It's unbelievable.
Indeed.
How you doing, Renato?
I'm doing great. Richie Lovett stole my line.
He did.
I was gonna say I'm really nervous and excitement with the anticipation of this world title showdown. Yeah, we had everything from training sessions before the windows start to a beautiful, massive day of the opening ceremony, press conference, and the Corona Cero celebration to a storm from hell last night.
Yeah, it was pretty intense. We love it, though. This is what we want. We want all the different faces of Fiji while we're here. I am so excited. It's unbelievable. These athletes have been working so hard. Then the carrot at the end is just this beautiful trip to Fiji. They're just really excited to be here, and then they have to go back to work. Are you nervous about getting back to work?
I am, and especially because the forecast we have ahead, I don't see anything happening until the first and the second in a more serious matter. What do we have now? We calling the event off for today, and tomorrow will be a flat day as well. And we transfer everything we had scheduled for yesterday, day -1, which would be the training sessions with 3 men and 2 women, then 3 women and 2 men heats, followed by the Fiji Surfing Association specialty heats. We have 1 heats of men, 1 heats of women, and then a second training sessions, and to finalize the day, the rising tides. It's supposed to be yesterday, was also flat and howling on shore, so we transferred that for the 29, is the first little swell we're gonna have on a window, and that should be a good date for everybody to test the waters again. And then we will have on the 30th and 31st, another 2 days of very small surf close to flat, and then the swell of the year.
It's coming, baby. It's going to be bombing. I feel like, you know, like we said, they've done all the work. They've eaten their main meals, but now it's time to serve dessert, and you get to decide where to serve that. Which table are we going to be sitting at for dessert?
If the Cloudbreak table or the Restaraunts table. Right?
Okay.
And right now on our forecast, and obviously we're going to follow through with our friends from Surfline and hear our local intel. You know, John Roseman is the guy that knows this place better than anyone. He is our unofficial surfing director in this event, and they're in agreement that this swell right now on paper, this storm coming to Fiji, to the Fiji Islands, it is a perfect swell for restaurants. So we're informing the surfers, we're going to monitor the swell, and obviously getting close to the date, we probably, the fans already know that in this event we trigger a yellow alert 24 hours before the competition day. This yellow alert most likely will be on September 1st at 8 a.m. And then if everything goes to plan, on the 2nd we should start the event and hopefully crown the world champions that day.
I cannot wait. Beret 69 here, the boatman's beret, saying that it could just be the outer ledge that big on that day. I can't wait. Joe, how excited are we?
Oh, you're making me hungry, man. Which table are we setting here? I can't believe that Restaraunts is an option. You know, we're always hoping for that in the regular season events in the past. Now we've got 2 world-class waves that we could choose for the World Title Showdown. Thank you, Strider. Thank you, Renato. Let's break down the Surfline forecast. Big thanks to Kevin Wallace.
Oh, wow. That is such exciting news to hear that. I mean, look at these couple of purple blobs down below Australia. I mean, these are the couple of swells that we're monitoring. You can see it moving up towards Fiji. I mean, good things are coming to those who wait. We've got that carrot dangling at the end of the waiting period. We heard Renato talk about it. Right now, though, Rich, what are we looking at?
We're looking at a couple of lay days for sure. I think we're going to be poolside maybe a little bit later if the sun breaks, but no, just small conditions today, onshore winds. So a little bit of downtime, time for us to do some research. But as the week starts to go through, things start to improve. In particular, that Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's going to be really exciting. We're going to see some great warm-up sessions. It's almost going to be like a form guide, and we're going to be able to check in and see who's on point, see who's getting rattled by the nerves. Great conditions, offshore winds, and then into sort of Monday and Tuesday, like Renato said, there is a huge swell lining up. So we are winning regardless, because regardless of whether we're at Cloudbreak or Restaraunts, it's going to be on and it's going to be firing. But my picks are going to change in terms of the winners depending on where we are. So a lot to think about there.
A lot to look forward to. Anticipation building even more. Coming up next on Dawn Patrol, surfing's favorite sibling rivalry are going to break down a magic run for world #1 Molly Picklum. Coming up next. Bula, thanks for watching Dawn Patrol. It is a nice morning here at the Fiji Marriott Resort Maui Bay host set. But we want to talk to a favorite set of brothers that we have in the surfing world, Ronnie and Vaughn Blakey. The last blow-up they really had is when Vaughn took Ronnie's brand new board when they were kids and took it for a spin. It's been all love ever since. We want to talk to these boys about the magic run of Molly Picklum this year in 2025. Good morning, fellas.
Bula Vanaka, Joey, and the team, and we've had a few more blow-ups since then, mate, and we might have one right now, I think, because we are getting so excited. Obviously, it's been a remarkable year, Vaughn, incredible performances on the women's side by all those surfers in the Final Five, but there is an undeniable favourite here. Molly Picklum, she's just had a magic run this season, incredible consistency and more groundbreaking performances.
Yeah, it's been an outstanding year for Molly. She really, has had to wear those losses in WSL finals in the past and come back into a new year. At the start of last year, she was changing the world with a handful of women in Hawaii, some incredible performances, but her year sort of petered out after that. And this year, she's come back in, she's brought the same energy, the same attack mode, but also a maturity that has seen her just cruise through right into that yellow jersey at the end of the year with some big wins as well.
Yeah, I think what's great about our #1 seeds coming into the Lexus WSL Finals is the highlight reels that they put together. Yago, Dora and Molly Picklum, you really could put together a movie part with what they've done out there in the water this year.
Yeah, well, world champions have world champion moments throughout their year, and Molly has had plenty. The standout performances, wherever there was a wave just sitting up to be teed off on, Molly would go into attack mode. That snap in particular, a real flashback to Sunset Beach. But it is the maturity, like she had a few hurdles to get over. One of them was Katie Simmers, and that all came together at the end of the year, just trusting in her processes, trusting in the belief that she had, and it's worked out wonderfully.
2 big event wins, 5 appearances, an amazing run through the back end of the season. Her numbers, well, when you look at the stats, they're better than anyone in the Final Five this season. But for me, it's been the composure in those waves of consequence. She has the technique. Cloudbreak, Restaraunts, they certainly have some consequence about them. And Molly has just found a way to stay composed in those moments to get those big wins. She's going to be so hard to stop.
Yeah, I totally agree. The free surfs have said a lot about where Molly's head is at. She's been paddling out there when the swell was up and just finding ways to get pitted like we know she loves to do. But what a fantastic end of the season for Molly to be able to bring her best surfing in waves that absolutely suit her strengths.
Most definitely. But the interesting thing, Joe, and it's something that I think the top seeds face, is right behind them, they've got competitors that head-to-head have the edge on them, and Molly faces that. She did get a couple of wins over Katie this season, but it's the same story with Gabby Bryan, who holds a more solid head-to-head record against Molly Picklum. It's going to be so fun to watch, though.
Oh, great point, Ronnie. Well done, Vaughn. Yeah, it's a big thing. Is the yellow jersey a clear advantage? It seems like it would be obvious that it would be. However, we've seen people go on a run from those lower seeds, gain momentum, field conditions, and upset that #1 seed. As we know, Molly's felt the finals format in the past. On the men's side, we've got a brand new world #1 who's never been in the Final Five before, and that is Yago Dora with his first shot to win a world title.
Yeah, he's never been there, but you know what? He's been really close the last couple of years, and I mean, he's just been pipped at the post, and what that does to you mentally, I feel like it fires you up, and this year has been the change. I mean, I think it's been a self-confidence thing, a belief, and just knowing his surfing's been there for a long time. I mean, you talk about variety in the air, just the mastery he has there. beautiful style he has with his fluid lines that he draws. I think he's very well-rounded. He's not afraid to give it a crack when it gets bigger too. So when you put him out somewhere like Cloudbreak or even Restaurants on the forehand, I think he could be a deadly combo.
Also interesting, he had to take some chances. Thoughtful in the offseason, had the tough combo with his dad and said, hey, I'm going to change my coaching this year, Pops. He's like, all right, move on, and look where he is today.
Yeah, difficult decision for sure, you know, and obviously there's so much love between father and son, so much respect there, but to have that inner reflection and figure out what's good for you, have that confidence to move away and to make different choices. I think we're seeing that confidence come through in the surfing, and I think Yago's also found that special place on the dial where he can just perform at his absolute best, bring in that sort of free surfing that he's really grounded in and mix it in with this competitive arena situation, and he's just found a purple patch. He's been on all year, absolutely flaring.
Well, you're rewarded for regular season performance, being world #1. It's all going to start in title match 1 to see who could possibly get to that title match with Yago Dora. Coming up next on Dawn Patrol, we're breaking down Jack Robinson and Italo Ferriera. We'll bring in Kaipo to join us on set. You're watching Dawn Patrol. We're here in Paradise. Opening day of the waiting period's off for the day. Still looking like September 2nd, the best day of the waiting period. And dealing with either Cloudbreak or Restaurants as we're enjoying our time at the Fiji Marriott Resort, Momi Bay host set. And hey, our good friend Kaipo Guerrero joining us on set. Morning, and Bula, my friend.
Bula, my friend. I'm excited right now. We're going to add a couple more names to this Duke Hanamoku Champions Trophy here, and things are looking up. And I love the field that we're dealing with as far as the WSL Finals and who we have in play for the world title.
Awesome, Kaipo. Let's crack it right open. Rick, title match #1 is a doozy when you look at Jack Robinson versus Italo Ferriera.
Yeah, no, this is an incredible matchup. It's a complete contrast of styles and personalities. Obviously, Jack is this calm, zen-like energy about him. Italo Ferriera, high energy, Red Bull fueled, frenetic approach, you know, the goofy footer. So I think this match is maybe going to be determined by where we actually run the event. I think it's going to be different if we're at Cloudbreak to if we're at Restaurants. If we're at Restaurants, I think we're going to see Italo maybe do stuff out there that we've never seen before. But, you know, Jack has got the number on Italo at the heavy water places. Sunset Beach, he's got the win, and places like Tahiti, he's got the win. So there's some really critical matchups going on here with these two.
You know what we got right here? I'm going to call it, Joe. I'm going to call it a rivalry, okay? Because look at this. Look at the aggression when these two guys are matched up against each other. You talk about Jack Robinson, yeah, he's got the zen approach, but also he can get aggressive right there with the leg grab during the finals last year. That really fired up Italo Ferriera in this matchup.
It certainly did, and I think maybe you're not completely expecting that scrappiness, maybe from both of them, but when a world title's on the line, you're going all out.
Absolutely. You've got to let it all hang out. There's nothing to lose now. You've got to go for that title. And Italo's got his title. So there's that pressure that's maybe not on him. You know, of course he wants to win it. He's going to put everything into it. But you can see how much it means to him. You know, look at these guys going at it again. You called it, Kaipo, that rivalry. And, you know, Italo bounced back in this heat, put in a great performance, but we all know that Jack was the victor here.
Yeah. And with the format change, however, when we look to this match #1, we know that Jack Robinson will start off with priority. And we're going to see how that's going to affect the game plan for someone like Italo Ferriera. I expect him to get busy under that priority and try to apply pressure very early on in that match.
That's a big one right there, Kai. So having priority already established with the high seeds, that's throughout the entire format. Jack will have priority, but then you're letting Italo off the leash.
Yeah.
You know, with pumping conditions, Cloudbreak or Restaurants, you're diving into who might be better at which venue. Jack, obviously, amazing in big waves. The perfection of Restaurants, maybe that'll really go into Italo's corner. We'll wait to see what's going to happen on that day. Coming up next on Dawn Patrol, we'll break down title match #1 for the women and bring back in Flick Palmatier. You're watching Dawn Patrol. Bula, everybody. We're here at the Fiji Marriott Resort, Momi Bay. They built us a great host set. We're loving life as we wait for competition. Still looking like September 2nd as the best day. Flick joins us again, breaking down the title match number 1 to kick things off for the women. Caroline Marks, a world champ, taking on Bettylou Sakura Johnson in her first appearance in the finals.
Yeah, it's an interesting matchup because on paper, you mentioned it, Caroline world champ. She's experienced this pressure before. She knows how quickly the day moves. And then you've got Bettylou, who she's just had an incredible year. You think about all the excellent waves that she's scored, but with the mention of maybe Restaraunts coming into play, this could be really playing into the Goofy's favour here.
Really looking forward to seeing how it's going to play out. Caroline, a world champ, only 23, but a veteran of the tour, Kaipo.
Yeah, high heat IQ with Caroline Marks, but coming up against Sakura, I'm telling you right now, she's found another gear. She's got the equipment change. She's on the mayhem. She's got 2 CT victories this year. And when we look at the stats, Joe, there's no denying it. Look at 14 excellent wave scores for Bettylou Sakura Johnson.
That is massive. You know, talk about Caroline. She knows how to win. Gets it done, where the panel has just been loving the performances. 14 waves, 8 or better for Bettylou this season as she goes into her first edition of the WSL Finals. It happens to be at either Cloudbreak or Restaraunts. And from now till then, we're going to have some warm-up sessions on the 29th. We'll look to go yellow alert on September 1st and hopefully be crowning our world champions on September 2nd. Stand by for all the updates and all the news on worldsurfleague.com and start making your predictions at home. Bula from Fiji. We'll see you soon.